My name is Brittany Lord, and I'm the facilitator for the Remembering Our Babies group. We're so excited that you tuned in to this YouTube channel. Please let us know in the comments what you think about our videos. Give us your examples of things that you've done or things that you've tried out. Even if it's constructive criticism, hey, I'll take that. I would much rather hear, hey, I didn't like that. Try this differently. Or if you made the object or the activity your own, let us know how you did that as well. So this is the first video in 2024, January 2024. I feel like, I don't know if it is this way for anybody else, but I feel like this is going to be an amazing year. So I'm gonna claim that right now. Who knows what may happen, but we're so excited about the start of a new year. New year means new beginnings. So last year in 2023, our group was so excited to roll out 3 ways that we're coming alongside people in our community, in our local community, and beyond, or our global community that we can reach with this YouTube channel. 3 ways that we can come alongside you and be with you and walk with you on your grief journey. These videos are meant to help people who've lost a child due to miscarriage or infant death, or who have struggled with the pain of infertility. It is a club that not one of us wanted to be a part of, but each one of us speak the same language. So each month I'm going to be highlighting a different way to process our grief experience. Last month in December, we looked at the 5 stages of grief and normalized some of the experiences that you may have, not to put you in a box or to tell you how to think or feel, but just to normalize and validate what you're experiencing. So this month, we're going to highlight the physical and emotional effects of grief. And I'm going to introduce you to an art project that is not really too terribly artistic. If I can do it, anybody can do it, believe me. And have another way of being able to further process what you're experiencing. Another way that our group is coming alongside people in our community and beyond is through our yearly Walk to Remember fundraiser. This is an amazing time of fun and fellowship with one another who are a part of this club. There was food trucks. We did this back in November. Food trucks, amazing raffles, kid activities, a walk to remember to take the steps that our babies never got to take, and a candle lighting ceremony and live music. It is a touching and rewarding, fulfilling. It's a tough day because it's a time of remembrance, but it does help us to come together and to experience grief and life together. Another way that we're helping people in our community is from 2 free therapy sessions, individual sessions with me. So I'm an LPC here in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and we're going to be offering 2 free sessions here in town. If you need more information about that, please feel free to reach out to us or check us out on Facebook. Now, keep in mind that these videos are not to diagnose or treat anyone with a mental health issue. They're simply meant to come alongside and assist and provide some psychoeducation around your grief experience. If you or someone watching this or someone you love has a mental health emergency, please stop your video and go to your nearest medical or mental health facility. So as I mentioned, I've got an artistic way that you can interpret some of the ways that you are grieving. Now, I will be the first person to tell you I am not artistic. I do well to draw a stick person. But this is an easy way, but can be a powerful way to further process what you are experiencing from your grief. And I got permission from a client to use this, but I will give many of my clients a heart outline and a gingerbread man outline. I call it a gingerbread just because that's the body figure description I use. But the heart outline is a great way to be able to depict with color and texture and methodology, if you will, the emotional effects of grief. I'm also going to put in our comment section today a copy of the emotions wheel. I don't know if you guys have ever used this before, but if you Google feelings wheel or emotions wheel, you will have a series of emotions. Now, it usually will start with like the big emotions, anger, fear, and then it will go out from there. So this is a great way using the emotions wheel to really dial under what you may be experiencing. For most of us, it's easier to say, okay, I'm angry or I'm sad. But when we really start looking at the emotions wheel and further identifying maybe what might be underneath those feelings, it can give us an extra way, another path to go down. I'll give you an example. I had a client once that came into me and said, I'm really angry at my husband. I'm feeling very angry towards him. So we started looking at the feelings wheel and thinking about what might be underneath that anger. And she saw inferior. She said, I think I may be inferior to him, or feel inferior to him, rather. So that gave us, again, another path in which to go down to really understand what she's experiencing and really be able to process and understand some foundations around that. So it's a pretty obvious example, but things like that are very helpful. So in this particular depiction of the emotions associated with grief, this client put yellow is her experience of God and God's protection. Purple represented hurt, red represented resentment, and blue represented anger. And she noted, if you notice how God's protection protected her all around her heart, and of course this is not the shape of your heart, but you get the idea. And her different feelings were peppered all around her heart. And so when we look at this, and she and I had spoken about this, when we look at this, we see, wow, this grief experience has affected your whole heart and your emotions as a whole. That's why it feels so consuming. And that realization as she looked at that heart was another piece of the puzzle, or another eye-opener, if you will. So this same client, she and I talked about the physical effects of grief. Now that's a little bit lesser known effect of grief. Many people can talk about I'm sad or I'm angry about grief. But we don't stop to think about the physical manifestations of what we're experiencing. So from our head down to our feet, this is one organism. And many times what the mind suppresses, the body will express. Vice versa, the body expresses what the mind represses. And so many times you can have more of a physical representation or a physical, as I said, manifestation of what you're experiencing in your brain. Your brain is just another organ, no different than your heart, liver, or kidneys. So if I look at this same client's physical manifestation of what she may be experiencing, in her body was feelings of feeling good, and most of her body felt good. And these little spots here that look like stars, there was some physical pain, some actual physical pain. And many times I will have clients that will maybe have some back or neck and shoulder pain where they're carrying some stress as a result of grief. I had another client that's not on this depiction, but had a lot of green right in the middle where she had a lot of stomach upset. Another client, again, that neck and shoulder pain, or red maybe in the head area. But again, just like we did with the emotions on our heart activity, we can see that the physical manifestation of the grief experience affects us all from our head down to our toes. So whether we're affected emotionally or physically, grief kind of consumes us, and it feels as though it does, because it does. It affects all parts of our life and our body. So there's also more behavioral, spiritual effects of grief, and we'll go over those next month. If you Google body form, or if you Google heart outline, you'll get these templates. Now this is something that's pretty simple that someone could maybe trace or freehand themselves. But I encourage you to take a look at this. Even if you don't put it in our comment section or share how it helped you, I would encourage you to try this out and to see what you think about it. And it adds, as I mentioned before, another way and another layer of processing your grief experience. Now, if you're a very artistic person, and I've had many very artistic clients that have used this, and they really took it to the next level. And honestly, this was probably a better way for them to express what they're experiencing, much better than maybe words, possibly. Try it out. Let us know what you think. Here's to a happy and prosperous and wonderful and healthy 2024. Can't wait to see you all next month. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.